cursed lake. Deep within the heart of Blackwood Forest lies a lake shrouded in darkness and dread. Known only as the cursed lake, it has a reputation that keeps even the bravest souls at bay. The legend tells of a once thriving village that stood on its banks, now forgotten by time. The villagers worshipped a dark deity, offering sacrifices to the lake in exchange for prosperity. But when they stopped their offerings, the deity's wrath was unleashed. The deity, a monstrous being, emerged from the depths, a hulking figure covered in blood and decay, with sinewy muscles and skin flayed from its body. The creature's mere presence turned the water red, staining everything it touched. One by one, the villagers were dragged into the lake, their souls bound to the cursed waters for eternity. Centuries later, the story of the lake has faded into obscurity, passed down only through hushed whispers and old wives' tales, but the curse remains. The forest surrounding the lake has grown thick with age, its trees twisted and gnarled, their roots digging deep into the earth, as if trying to hold the evil within the lake at bay. The few who have ventured close speak of an unnatural silence that pervades the area, a silence so profound it drowns out even the sound of the wind through the trees. Animals avoid the place, and no birds ever fly overhead. It's as if nature itself recognizes the malevolence that lies within. When a group of thrill-seekers decides to camp by the lake, they dismiss the old legends as nothing more than superstition. Among them is Jake, a skeptic determined to debunk the myths. As they drive deeper into Blackwood Forest, the road narrows, and the trees seem to close in around them, their branches forming a dark canopy that blocks out the sun. The temperature drops noticeably, and the laughter that filled the car just moments before fades into uneasy silence. As night falls, the group sets up camp near the lake's edge, the air thick with the scent of damp earth and decay. They gather around a small fire, its flames flickering weakly, as if struggling against the darkness that presses in from all sides. Despite the cold, a sticky, oppressive heat lingers in the air, making it difficult to breathe. The lake is unnervingly still, its surface like black glass reflecting the pale light of the rising moon. They laugh and joke, unaware of the entity that stirs beneath the surface. But as the moon rises, casting an eerie glow over the water, the atmosphere shifts. The once calm lake begins to ripple, and a low, guttural growl emanates from the depths. The sound sends a shiver down their spines, the kind that makes the hair on the back of your neck stand on end. It's a sound that speaks to something primal, something ancient and filled with hate. Suddenly, the ground trembles, and the water begins to churn violently. Emerging from the darkness, the cursed deity rises, a towering figure drenched in blood, its skin raw and torn, muscles twitching beneath the surface. Its eyes, hollow and glowing, lock onto the group with a hunger that transcends time. The deity's very presence warps the world around it. The trees seem to bend away, their leaves withering in its gaze, and the air thickens with the stench of rot and decay. Panic sets in as the friends realize they are not alone. The ground beneath them becomes slick with blood, the once dry earth now a quagmire of decay. The fire sputters out, leaving them in near total darkness, save for the sickly glow of the creature's eyes. They try to flee, but the entity is relentless, its massive arms reaching out, grabbing one of them, and dragging them into the lake. The water swallows them whole, their screams muffled by the thick, choking darkness. One by one they fall, their screams swallowed by the night as the deity claims its due. Sarah, the first to be taken, is snatched from the shore with terrifying speed, her body disappearing beneath the water in an instant. Mark, trying to fight back, throws a rock at the creature, but it simply bounces off its blood-soaked flesh. He's next, his defiant cry cut short as he's pulled into the depths. Jake, the last one standing, is paralyzed with fear as the creature turns its gaze upon him. He stumbles back, but there is nowhere to run. The cursed lake has already chosen its victims. In his final moments, He sees the deity's grotesque form in all its horror, its mouth opening wide to reveal rows of jagged, blood-stained teeth, an abyss of darkness that seems to stretch on forever. With a final, desperate cry, Jake is pulled into the lake, the cold water filling his lungs as he is dragged beneath the surface. The last thing he sees is the deity's grotesque form looming over him, its mouth opening wide to reveal an abyss of darkness. As he's pulled under, the water wraps around him like icy tendrils, dragging him down into the abyss where the souls of the damned are said to be trapped forever. As dawn breaks, the lake returns to its unnatural calm. The only evidence of the night's horror are a few scattered belongings on the shore. The cursed deity retreats to the depths, its hunger sated for now. But the curse of the lake remains, waiting for the next unsuspecting souls to stumble upon its dark waters. The legend of the cursed lake endures, its horrific truth hidden beneath the still, blood-stained waters, forever guarding the ancient evil that lies within. And as the story fades into the dark corners of history, those who hear it cannot help but wonder if the lake is real, and if the cursed deity still waits in the shadows, ready to claim its next victims,